Hello, Dawgpound South campers. This is the Cleveland Browns Dawgpound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network and part of the Fans First Sports Network. I'm your host, Steve Gill. Wow, rookie minicamp started. I think some of the media was kind of surprised. As you all know, I listen to 850. It's the only tolerable Cleveland radio station. I've listened to the other ones, and frankly, they're annoying. I know that the really big show can be a bit dubious in its reporting, but they talk about other things. They have very good guests who come in, experts. I love Wendy. I like Thursdays when they do the TV movie reviews. Love that. So, I'll listen. But sometimes they just get ridiculous. Thursday, and also I like to listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. It comes on at noon here. I can eat my lunch and I can come in here and get some work done and listen to that show. And I like it because if you really listen, they tell you things. And I'll give you an example here in a minute. Thursday, Tony Rizzo asked Tony Grossi, so what are they going to do in those mini camps? And his answer was, what can they do? They only have 25 players signed. And then I was listening to Cleveland Browns Daily later that afternoon, and before they were going off the air, they were talking about how they were going to be at the rookie training camp live. And also tune in because there's going to be some surprises. And lo and behold, when rookie minicamp started on Friday, Grossi, they only have 25 players signed. 56 players participating in rookie minicamp. I love it. I love it when this front office and coaching staff pulls the wool over the Cleveland media's eyes. It's so enjoyable to listen to. And, you could, like I've said, I'm not a big fan of the Cleveland media. I used to be a fan of Grossi, but he has gotten to the point where he's just going to yell, "Get off of my lawn," every day, and it's not going to make much sense. Kevin Stefanski was answering first day news conference. Of course, all the attention's going to be on the two rookie quarterbacks, as they should be. And somebody asked, how he thought the rookies did their first day. Before he can get to his second sentence in his answer, Grossi interrupts him and basically is asking, this is a synopsis, basically is asking him who he thinks will be the number one quarterback. First day. It's just, give them a chance to go out and participate. Right now, they're just, it's just rookies. We have other OTAs and training sessions coming up where the veterans will be there. But really, Kevin Stefanski is going to actually sit there and say to Tony Grossi, and I love his answer, I'll let you know tomorrow. Oh, my God. I know this will never happen, but I hope somebody calls him out on Monday's show, because that was rude. That was just rude. Usually a person who interrupts like that has a low self-esteem, and that proved it right there. I mean, if you listen to 850, Goldhammer is constantly interrupting, and we all know he has an inferiority complex and a low self-esteem. So I think Grossi has the same thing. I think he was completely caught off guard by these 56 players all of a sudden showing up, and he showed his displeasure by interrupting the coach while he's talking. Wait your turn. Then the next day, our friend Mary Kay Cabot, Dylan Gabriel, talking to the media, and she asked some stupid question about, what's it like to have Shedeur Sanders in the quarterback room. And Dylan Gabriel says that kind of question is what divides us. And, I'm not going to participate in dividing the team. Yay Smart young man. That young man already knows how to handle media, and I love it. And so does Shedeur Sanders. They both are smart young men, and they're going to drive this Cleveland media crazy. They're going to drive them up the wall with their great answers. I mean, somebody asked Shedeur Sanders about proving that his naysayers wrong, and he said, I'm not here, or something about him being, people that don't believe in him. And he said, I'm not here to prove myself right. I'm here to prove them wrong. Great answer. Great answer. Now, let's get into the social media aspect of this after this break. I only bring this up because after Dylan Gabriel talked on Saturday, a reporter mouthed, after he left the stage, I don't know who this reporter is. I'm not up to date on all the Cleveland media types, but he mouthed, I'm taller than he is. Okay, for the last time, everybody, when you go to the combine as a player, they weigh you and they measure areas. They measure your hands if you're a quarterback, they measure your arms, and they particularly do height and weight. He's 5'11", okay? They're not guessing. They're not, the NFL isn't standing him up in a doorway with a pencil and go, oh, D. Gabriel. No, they actually have sophisticated equipment to get the accurate weight and height of the players. Okay? He is not 5'8". He is 5'11". And if that, that is the ultimate stupidity by another Cleveland reporter. I'm sorry, you're dumb as hell. All right, so he's 5'11" for the last time. Russell Wilson, 5'11". Baker Mayfield, 6 foot. Kyler Murray, 5'10". I'm not worried about his height. I'm only worried about the decisions he makes, and if he's the starter, then he gets the win. That's all I care about. I just want the best quarterback to win the starting position so the Browns will win. That's all you should be concerned about. If it's Joe Flacco, fine. If it's Kenny Pickett, great. If it's Shedeur Sanders, excellent. If it's Dylan Gabriel, fantastic. I don't care. Winners. That's what I want. And that's another thing. After years and decades, I mean, look at last year. We went into training camp not knowing what Deshaun Watson was going to look like. And then the backups, I mean, everybody loved Jameis Winston, but he couldn't help throwing into triple coverage and throwing interceptions all the time. I thought Joe Flacco was bad at throwing interceptions. This guy was worse. And then DTR. So I hate to say this, but last year they had no quarterback. They had no quarterback. This year, they have the possibility of 4. Now, I know Carr down in New Orleans has retired because of injuries. And everybody's saying, well, trade Kenny Pickett, trade Kenny Pickett, trade Kenny Pickett. I guarantee you Andrew Berry's going to wait to see what they have. Because here's the thing. If everybody's screaming for him to trade Kenny Pickett now, Kenny Pickett goes to the Saints. Kenny Pickett wins with the Saints and takes them playoffs. Everybody's saying, Andrew Berry, why the hell did you trade Kenny Pickett? No. Andrew Berry needs to find out what he has in Kenny Pickett first. So, anyway, if you wait longer, the price goes up. If Saints start getting desperate, and right now, their GM, they're always over the cap when the season starts. So their GM is very careful about assets and salaries. So there isn't going to be a one-on-one Kenny Pickett for Chris Olave trade. Yes, the Browns inquired earlier. The Saints said no. So that isn't going to happen. I'd wait to find out what you have in Kenny Pickett. So cool your jets on that. Of course, everybody's talking about Andrew Berry, talking about Nick Chubb. I think that was a signal to Nick Chubb and his representatives. If you want to play for the Cleveland Browns, you're going to have to take our offer. That's all it was. just a little message. I mean, they came out with the leakage that he might go to the Bears, which, like I told on Thursday night, that is not even an equation. The Bears have never, ever talked to Nick Chubb and his representatives up to this point. They haven't. So right now, Nick Chubb's looking for a team. I personally think it would be smart for him to wait and do what Kareem Hunt's done the last couple of years. Just wait, see what happens. See what plays out in training camp. Now, is he the same Nick Chubb as he always was? No, I keep telling you people, he's not going to be the Nick Chubb of 2022 and 2021. That's not him. I'm sorry. The surgery, he's one surgery away from retiring like Carr. Okay, that's it. One more injury, he's done. He's never going to play again. So if he wants to play for the Browns, like he keeps saying he does, take the deal. Accept the fact that you're going to be running back number 3, because that's what he is right now. So also, I was impressed. I'm listening to Nathan Zagura and Gibby on Cleveland Browns Daily, and the enthusiasm in their voice about what was going on and how fast-paced it was. If you live in a college town, major college town, of a major, like an SEC, Big Ten, Atlantic Coast, Pac-12, whatever. If you live in a city with that type of team, you see the urgency in spring practices in college football. You see it at Ohio State, you see it at Georgia, you see it at Alabama, you see it at Tennessee, you even see it here at Vanderbilt with my alma mater here in Nashville. There's urgency. Their pace is fast because they don't have much time. They've got to get everything in, and they want to get it as close to game simulation as possible. They start early. Well, that's what happened with rookie mini camp starting Friday. The pace. Nathan Zagura kept saying, "Oh, here's another play. Here we go again. Wow, they're really moving fast." They are practicing already with the rookies a fast pace. That bodes well for training camp. That bodes well for OTAs. This and minicamp, the regular minicamp, they are already getting this team. They're showing this team that there's not going to be any laziness. There's not going to be any casualness that all the fans and the media have been, rightly so, that all the fans and media have been complaining about over the past training camps. They've learned their lesson. They're picking up the pace. They're getting as close to game speed as possible. Let's get these kids, see what they can do under a fast-paced situation. All right? So that is one great thing that I have learned about this this year. They are not taking anything for granted. They are not tanking. I had someone tell me that he had somebody who knows people in the building. He said, "I am not of the impression that they're going to tank this season." That tells me they're not tanking. And by this fast-paced first day rookie mini camp, that also tells me they are changing their ways in preseason, which is fantastic. Let's pick up the pace, get these kids ready, because they're going to make major contributions. This draft class, I'm going to write an article about this later. It'll be out tomorrow. I'm going to look at each of the players. But, a lot of people saying, is this Andrew Berry's best draft class? I don't care about that. I want this to be the most productive draft class of Andrew Berry and the Cleveland Browns. That's what I'm looking for. And we'll know that more when we see the veterans mixed in with the rookies, and then especially when training camp starts in mid-July. Looking forward to this. Also, just remember, schedule comes out Wednesday. It does look like it's Vikings and Browns week 5 in London, rematch of 2017. So I'm hoping the week 6 is a bye week, or at least like they play on Monday night. Give them a little mini bye type thing. I'd love for the bye to be like week 8 or week 9. That would be perfect. But if it's week 6, I'm fine with that. So just remember, that's all you're going to get for now. The NFL is intentionally letting these international games leak now. They're doing you a favor. If you're a fan of a team, you can start now by scheduling your trips. And that's why they do it, because they want you to buy the tickets. It's all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins. So probably on Wednesday, if you want to follow me at Seatown Thug, I follow several NFL schedule prediction guys on Twitter. Not all of them are right. They do make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But if I see anything that's really viable, I will repost it as soon as I see it. And usually it's like the New York teams, the Jets and the Giants, they usually get leaked first because of their market size. So somebody gets over anxious and puts it out, and they try to erase it, but it's too late. Once it's on the internet, it's there to stay. All right, so that's the show for today. I hope everybody has a great day. Enjoy the Cavs today and the Guardians. Wow, Guards on ESPN. So you'll be switching back and forth tonight. So everybody have a great day. This has been the Cleveland Browns Dawgpound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network. I'm your host, Steve Gill. And remember, I appreciate you following, listening, subscribing, and watching. Because after all, we're just Browns fans like you. All right? So everybody, have a great day and go Browns.